Hey look, I'm an outlier in my field. Hey look, Maddie's coming into my field of view. I'm a manufacturer of horse food. Yippee! Seems to be working. I planted this grass about 2 months ago, and I planted other grass. Before I planted this field, it would have looked like this. This is it. With no water makes a big difference. I mean, look at this. Cactus. Cactus, people, cactus. So, water makes a world of difference. And another field that I planted after this one looks like this. So this piece of land is about 3.5 to 4 acres that I planted about a month ago. And this part, I tilled it up first and harrowed and dragged it and then planted it. So it's coming in pretty good, but it's a little further behind. Good girls, come on. So that's my property. Well, aside from this. So this is an overhead view of my property. That's about a 6-acre parcel I've got. Here is a part that I'm gonna water next year and keep for pasture and willow trees and hawthorn trees and roses. I'm keeping a lot of habitat in there for wild animals from there to the creek. Over here is where I want to put in native grasses and try to make this whole area, about 20 acres or so, or 25 acres, into native vegetation. Over here on the side of the creek is also going to be native and a buffer between my other pasture that's about 5 acres here. So that's an overall view of my property. I got some so I could learn to train, and also so I could just see them living basically like they're wild and see how they behave, so I could learn all their subtle communication and that kind of thing. But I had 6 horses. Well, it turned out that my crazy Mustang mare was pregnant, so a year later I had 7 horses. And then a friend of mine needed a place to go with his horse, so I take care of him, and that made it 8. But I love having 8 horses because that's about the size of a wild band. Also, I don't really believe in rehoming animals. So instead it forced me to find a way to buy this property where I can grow food for them and not have to buy hay. And now the pioneers, when they came into this valley, we originally had tall bunch grass. I don't think this is it. Here, I'll show you. So this here is one of the types of the prevalent bunch grasses. And you can see it behind me also. And these are actually eaten down. They were about this tall, but the horses came and ate them. And when the settlers originally came to this valley, this stuff was everywhere. Well, and the other type that's about this tall. And so it's tall enough that they could eat it right through the winter. Because even if we get a deep snow, you know, it could still stick up. And also, animals will paw through the snow to eat the grass. So that's my goal, is to grow tall grass that my animals can eat through the winter. And then if it gets too tall, or if the snow goes too deep, then I'll feed them hay. Because that's what the pioneers ran into. They had some harsh winters, and then a lot of their cows died. So I'll be ready for both. So back to the creek. So hopefully I'll have a whole bunch of that soon. Then I'll have reliable hayfield that I water, and then a whole bunch that I don't water. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing that part of my project. And you know, making these videos is kind of like performing or doing comedy. It's more exciting the more the audience is engaged. So if you have an idea of what you'd like to see, if there's parts of my life that's more interesting, please let me know. Put likes and comments and subscribes. I'm doing historical reenacting. I'm doing camping trips with my horses with all 1800s gear. And I'm doing off-grid living. I am farming, I'm rewilding and learning wild edibles at my other property in the sagebrush. So let me know. I'll see you next time. Stay wild. Bye-bye. Grow a mustache.